fuel cell car. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not particularly intelligent. So let's open it up and have a look and see what's inside here. Alright, we have the chassis. As you can see, there's a motor housing right in here. Okay, so I'm still blurry. I'm trying. Okay. Oh, that's much clearer. Okay. Motor housing, there's some LEDs on the back. This is the actual wheels that make things go. These are just fake plastic wheel things that don't really do anything. So there's that. We'll set that right there. Okay, and okay, stay. It comes with a syringe, because, you know, everybody needs a syringe. And this is a battery casing. There's AA batteries. Some kind of plastic thing. These tubes go inside of these two containers, which I have full of distilled water. And then finally, last but not least, the fuel cell. Strangely enough, this little tiny thing right here, very well built. The rest of the fuel cell, intelligent fuel cell kit, really awful. So let's get this out of the way here, and I'll show you how to build one of these things. Alright, so first of all, we have our chassis. We have our little buckets of water, which we'll place in the little circles. Alright, and now we have the syringe, which we take some of the water out of one of these little containers here, and we do what's called charging the fuel cell. So there's a little hole right here, and we go ahead and put some of the water into the fuel cell, and of course everything gets wet. You won't be able to see much on the screen here, but what you would see is the membrane sort of becoming full of, sort of moist looking. Okay, so there's that. Fuel cell goes into the chassis right there. Kind of, well, it's supposed to click in there, but it really doesn't do a very good job. Okay, now these little things right here, this is the actual tank where the hydrogen and the oxygen is going to get stored. This tube connects to the fuel cell. And of course, they go right inside the little water tanks. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to give you a full explanation of how this fuel cell works, because hopefully one of you will take this on as a project. And then you can explain it to the rest of us. Alright, so now I've hooked up these little tubes here to the fuel cell. And by the way, this is a reversing fuel cell. So it both electrolyzes water and can take in hydrogen and oxygen and produce an electric current. Okay, so now I've got these two leads here. This one goes into the red side, this goes into the black side, and then we plug in our power source, and then we flip the switch. Now you won't be able to see anything on the screen here, but if you were able to see here in real time, you'd see little bubbles forming around the fuel cell, and those two containers full of water would start to have some bubbles coming out of them, and those little tanks would start getting full of hydrogen and oxygen. Now, this battery pack here, okay, is has batteries in it, but we could certainly replace this with a wind turbine, fuel cell. There's many other ways that we could give the fuel cell the electric current needed to produce the hydrogen. So just keep that in mind if this project looks like it might be something for you. Okay. Oh, and second of all, no car is ever going to have big giant tanks of water sitting on it. So it probably would, have like a fueling station with these big giant tanks on it, and just the hydrogen tank itself would be on the vehicle. Just a note. Okay, so there's that. And just to give you an idea, I had this one all ready to go. So let's remove, okay, so here's our little battery pack. I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to disconnect the red and the black. And then this thing right here comes out. Very intelligent. And then we take the leads that go from the fuel cell to the motor and connect those. So let's connect those, and then be prepared to be completely underwhelmed, because this is what happens. Yeah, so the little LEDs flash, and the car just kind of moves around at random. Amazing. But it's all off the fuel cell, and the only byproduct is water. Isn't that just the most amazing thing that you've ever seen in your entire life? So you're probably wondering right now, why am I making fun of this thing if I'm trying to promote it as a project? Well, let me show you what I have in mind. Yep, that's right. An H2 RC car. So what I was thinking is you can take this RC car and you can see that there's batteries in it. So what I was thinking is you could take the fuel cell from this thing and maybe the motor, I don't know, maybe a couple of the other parts, but figure out a way to make the fuel cell work on the RC car. And certainly I'll give you plenty of help on how to do this, because you've got to match current and voltages and all kinds of other tricky little things. But as far as the RC stuff goes, it shouldn't have a problem connecting. But yeah, this could be really cool for somebody if you're really interested in that. And again, limited space, so or money for that matter. So if you're interested in that, let me know.